All right, check in. Check, check. Can you? Yeah. Check, check. Check, check. See, that's the problem I'm having. All right. All right. Can you guys hear me? Check, check, check. Yeah. Yeah. So I can hear. I think you can hear me. I can't hear you. Yeah. Sorry, family. I am having some bad technical difficulty tonight.
Let me leave it at this one.
Yeah. I got that one. All right. Radio check. Yep. Log back into the other one. And I'll close this one out. Sorry about that, my family. This one is not working tonight. I'll close this one. Check, check. Enter studio. Uh, but it's not giving me the camera. All right. Check, check, check. All right, my family. Yeah, this is not gonna work out tonight. I'm sorry. I'm getting all kinds of crazy stuff going on with my between my computer and my iPad. So on one end,
So they can hear you.
yeah, you guys can hear me, but I can't hear anybody else. Can somebody come up on the live? Let me see if I can hear you. Doesn't matter. Anybody, come up on the live. Let me see if I can hear you guys when you do come up on the live.
The link.
All right, let me go ahead and drop the link. Give me 1 second. Here's the speaker. Here's the speaker.
So that's the volume thing, but you might have to.
All right, I just dropped the link. Let me
Tight speakers.
see. So anybody come up on the stream? Let me just. I just want to see if I can hear you guys when. You guys see the link? All right, let's see. Reds is on. Okay, can you hear me, Reds? Reds.
You can hear me?
Oh, I can hear you. Okay. All right. Cool.
We having technical difficulties tonight?
Yeah. It's been acting crazy tonight. Okay.
I hear you fine on my end, though.
Yeah. Okay. There we go. All right. Perfect.
I can't stay though because I'm eating, you know.
Yeah, I know. You just came up eating fries, man.
Who's that? Who are those people? Who's everybody on here?
You got Chef Civi on here.
Big up, Civi.
Hey. On here.
Hi,
Who's
guys.
that, Ragos? It's hard to see my glasses.
And Ragus, I was just making a German dish today. I literally just got done cooking.
Hey, Stone, nobody was up here. Can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you now.
No, nobody was up here. I'm like, who you supposed to be hearing? There ain't nobody on panel but you. But you weren't reading chat either.
Winston can hear voices now.
All right, I'm good to go.
The thing is, Winston can hear voices now. That concerns me the most.
Ragos, big up. Who else is in the chat?
That was a setup. I set y'all up. Y'all ain't know.
He just did it to get everybody up on panel, bro.
Who's that, Devil Dog?
Wants to help you out. Yeah, what's up, Red?
How you doing, man? So we're good with the sound now, guys?
Yeah, no, I'm good with the sound. I was getting feedback from the other side, so
here, have one.
Hey, don't let me bring out the banana, man.
Oh, don't do it.
Wait,
Thanks, Jimmy. We appreciate the trauma that you've given us all.
Don't let me bring out the banana. Right?
Oh shoot!
But all what happened, everything that happened, though, a lot of people enjoyed the video, enjoyed that thing. We got to thank you for introducing it to Winstone.
Hey Stone, we can't see the banana because you're behind your logo up there.
Oh, okay. Yeah,
we can't see you.
Yeah, I know. I'm still trying to figure out why I'm. Oh,
there we go.
Now we can't see Red.
Now we can't see Red. That's okay.
Now we can answer the question: what Winston is going to be remembered for? The dancing banana.
They call him the Banana Man now.
All right, is that better? Now I can see everybody, right?
Everybody's running. Everybody can hear everybody.
Now we know why Harry Belafonte actually wrote this on the banana boat.
See, Chef Civi got the banana.
Oh, Chef Civi got it too.
Harry Belafonte saw it coming.
I don't think this is gonna end well, guys.
Yes, I got Oliver Unfiltered in the building. I got Season, Miss TT. Welcome,
big up, Oliver.
Sorry, I was just trying to get, it happens. We ain't perfect, so we got to get everything sorted out sometimes. Red's got his Chef Civi with the banana. She just
wow, wiggle it.
Hey, you thought I was bad. Now Chef Civi got she just waved in front of everybody.
That shows that I'm the most innocent person on this planet for sure.
No, I don't believe that. I
do. After this, I do.
After this. So, yeah. Well, since you guys are here, I will start from ladies first, right to left. How do you want to be remembered? Besides the banana, Chef Civi. Besides the banana.
Oh, come on.
How do you guys want to be remembered?
You can never get enough of that banana. I'm telling you, boy.
Look. So I'm starting with the lady first. Chef Civi, talk to me. Tell me what is it that you would like to be remembered most for?
I think I want to be remembered most for being kind.
There we go.
Maybe my sense of humor. I don't know. I haven't figured out which one yet. But yeah.
I think you're definitely remembered for that one.
The most named him butt nut.
Wow.
Yeah.
I didn't name my banana, so not yet.
Not yet.
I'm I'm gonna wait for Lynn. I'm gonna wait for Lynn to name the banana.
Swing.
This is a family-friendly channel, by the way. So get your minds out the gutter. You dirty
I better turn my camera off then.
I'm in the background listening, guys. I'm not gone. I'm in the background.
Because I'm inappropriate most of the time.
So you want
Oh
to
my
be? Well, I can definitely see that. I can definitely see you being remembered for your sense of humor because you have a great life, and you always like to let you cook and you let people laugh at the same time. So I can definitely see that.
Hey, just to let you know, tomorrow she's hosting the sugar-free pecan pie.
Oh, I seen that. I saw that. I saw
Well,
that.
no,
earlier.
you seen the sugar-free cheesecake. Tomorrow,
that a
sugar-free
cheesecake?
pecan pie.
Okay. All right. I'm gonna have to check that out.
At what? 2:00 Central, 12:00 your time, Civi?
I mean, I'm gonna be snowed in anyway, so
Yeah,
It would be 3:00 your time.
okay.
2 o'clock Eddie's time, noon our time. And
Yeah,
we're
he's
Pacific.
East Coast, so it's 3
Oh, that's
o'clock.
right.
3:00 Stone's time.
I can't keep track of everybody's
Well,
time zones.
yeah. I mean, we're all on different. A lot of us are on different time zones, so it's sometimes some of us are sleeping while some of us are up. So sometimes it might just be a rewatch. But it's all good as long as we support each other at the end of the day. So I'm gonna go into the chat real quick. I see Desert Living says, and then I'm gonna come back to the next person who is Ragus. So Desert says, I want to be remembered as a good woman, kind, generous, loving, smart, and a giving person. Maybe being pretty. Okay. All right. I got you. So we're gonna go over to Mr. Ragus himself, my Mr. Crown Thief, my arch nemesis, my loyal subject. And sir, the floor is yours.
And the white minority on the channel. I want to
What
point
do you
that
mean?
White minority?
What are you talking about?
out. You're Jesus. You're Jesus. I mean,
Okay. Just
Okay.
because I've checked, I come from where you're from there, bruh. My ancestry comes from over there in England, Scotland, all that area. But I do have 1% Nigerian in me.
but I am German actually. So for your ancestry, your mustache is a little bit big.
I'm no. Yeah. Do I have German?
Sorry,
I
I'm
think I have
not going to go deeper into that.
I'll look. I'll get back with you on that. Let me look
My
up
sense of humor.
let me look up my ancestry DNA.
No worries, bro. we are all human beings, no matter the DNA. I think that's
it.
the most important thing that people should understand. What I think, first of all, hello everyone. Winston, thank you for having me up here again. And I want to say, by the way, Winston is the only one in Europe who I know, before I go to the subject, that a tobacco brand is named after. I sent him that proof just recently. So
That's right.
he reached.
I told you it was a big deal.
So what I want to be remembered for. So what a lot of people don't know, on a serious note, I'm voluntarily working in a hospice for 15 years, and there I see a lot of people passing, obviously. And one person said something really, really nice on that. So I think that also kind of matches to me on this matter. So when we pass, I think our physics are gone, and we are going to be remembered for maybe 1.5 generations of our family and closest friends, and that's it. But what I want to be remembered of is that people might have a smile in their face when they think about me, and that is either Ragos or the real person, the real life person. And if there's 1 or 2 persons who get a smile on their face if they remember me, then maybe my life was not too bad.
Mm-hmm. Okay. What about you, Mr. Red's room? Since you're next on the.
He wrote it.
Red's room is working out his bananas.
He's working on the fries. Let me see what he said. I think he wrote it in the chat. Oh, there he goes. He says, I want to be remembered as someone that's loving and trustworthy. Okay. Oh, go to YouTube. Sorry, Lynn tried to log in. Go to YouTube. Yeah. So, all right. So, Mr. Eddie, aka Devil Dog, what about you?
To
What do you want to
be
be remembered for?
as an Eddie hole.
No, Eddie, you.
Yeah. Yeah. As an Eddie hole.
What is that?
Well, take off the chat real quick. Take off chat off screen real quick.
Hold on, let me remove that.
See, whoop. See
Okay,
right
there you
there.
go.
Eddie hole.
Oh, Eddie. You just changed that. Is that what it said when you came up? He didn't say that when you came up here. You
Yeah,
changed it.
sure it did. Sure it did.
Oh God.
So talk to me. What do you want to be remembered for? Besides being an Eddie hole.
Nobody gonna remember me, bruh. I ain't important enough.
You know the crazy part is that actually people don't really remember you until you're gone.
Yeah, I know. They'll be like, he was such an Eddie hole. Everybody can agree on that.
Hey, good or bad.
Dude.
Good or bad. Somebody's gonna remember you for something.
I'll tell you what. Yeah, they'll remember me as an Eddie hole. When I got out of the Marine Corps, right? I moved back home to Texas. And I would call my friends that were still in the Marine Corps at like 2 or 3 in the morning when I knew they were asleep. Just to mess with them. Wow. They'd get so mad. But that's me.
So they will remember you as an Eddie hole.
Yep. That's exactly what I'm saying.
And that's not necessarily a bad thing. I mean, you know, it's kind of funny. Some people don't realize that your personality is your personality regardless, right?
Yeah.
And for me, as the way I am, I'm one way. It's like I either like you or I don't like you. And there's a very few people I don't get along with. I'm one of those people like if I don't like you, you will know. And there's very few people that I don't like. So that says a lot, you know.
Well, see, that's kind of the same with me. Here's the thing. People, and you can ask people either love me or hate me. I am who I am, and I don't care. If you love me, that's fine. If you hate me, that's fine. It don't matter. That's your opinion, you know. But I'm not going to change who I am. I'm not going to, if I like you, I'm going to mess around with you. I'm going to joke with you. I'm going to freaking down you, everything else, you know, like, but if I don't like you, I might be polite and say, hello, how you doing or whatever, but that's about it. I ain't going to joke with you. I ain't going to mess around with you or nothing else because I don't really like you. I don't care for you or anything else. I ain't going to be rude to you. But, you know, unless you really piss me off, then I might be rude to you. But I try to avoid drama and I try to avoid that stuff, you know, and I might get mad at my buddies like Gary or whoever. I might get mad and I might yell and cuss at them and everything else, but I don't hold a grudge. And 5 minutes later, we're fine. You know, you piss me off and I'll tell you why you pissed me off. You know, hey, don't do it again. You know, you pissed me off for this reason. But once 5 minutes is up, now Jamie, on the other hand, my wife, she holds a grudge for years.
Don't let Jamie come out here with a pot, man.
There's still friends of mine that she won't talk to.
Really?
Yeah. For stuff that they did years ago.
Well, I mean, you guys are Marines.
Well, I think if you consider the fact, and I think honestly, you're so right with what you said. If you're good with someone, then you can mess around like there's no tomorrow. Winston does that with me all the time, so I guess he likes me.
Yep,
so, by the way, Winston, have a close look. This is what I just found.
What is that? Oh,
it's a lighter.
The Winston cigarettes. Oh my God.
Goodness me, this guy's rich. You have no idea. Anyway, no. What I wanted to say is, comparing to what you just said, and absolutely, totally agree with this. Without joking.
Check in. Welcome.
Go ahead. I think considering the fact that when everything is over with yourself, I mean, you don't have to care about it anywhere anymore because you're gone, right? You did. But on the other hand, I think if you live life in a certain way that you get along with people, even though if you're just doing the polite way, as you just said. But you know, if people at least don't remember you as an asshole, I think that then, especially when you come to an end in your life, and everyone has to go there certainly from to a certain point. I think when it comes to an end and you are about to close your eyes forever, or until whoever wakes you up again, I think then that is a good way of let go on a certain point in your life when that point has reached. So I think if you get along with people, at least being nice to one another, being friendly to one another, try the best to not use curse words about people that you don't like, because that can destroy a lot of your own reputation. But I think if you just get along with people, and when the day comes that you can close your eyes, and if you can do that in peace with yourself, because of you had a good life and everything, then I think people can also remember you a bit more in a more nice way, or in a more funny way, or even though in a more hatred way, whatever. He was controversial and whatever thing. But I think if I consider the fact that that life, we only have one life as far as we know, because as far as I understand, nobody came back from wherever we go to afterwards.
Except for Jesus. Jesus is the only person that ever came back.
Okay, I cannot go into
Except
that
for me.
because
The ninja will come back. The ninja will be back.
yeah, Jesus is sitting right there. But I mean, that's another story. But no, on a serious note, I cannot do any comments on that, because that would definitely start a controversy.
Right.
And I will keep it family friendly for just today. So, but on a serious note, I think when I go to these funerals of the people that we serve in the hospice, and I then very often stay at the cemetery, not necessarily at that particular graveyard, but also have a look around on graveyards of people who died a long time ago, like in the beginning of 1900 something, or even late 1800 something. And if I then consider, okay, these people are dead for a long time, nobody remembers them anymore, nobody has a picture anymore, and so I think we are not remembered for very long after we pass. Let's just face a brutal truth.
Unless you do something bad.
Huh?
Unless you do something bad.
Unless you do something really good
Yeah,
or really
yeah.
bad.
I mean,
really
obviously,
good or really bad. Those are the only people, that.
I mean, obviously, if you're Bonnie and Clyde or Billy the Kid, then your name is remembered forever. But
or if you're Abraham Lincoln or Martin Luther King.
Yeah, well, true. But I mean, those were VIPs. I'm talking about ordinary people like I am.
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. If you're really good, they'll remember you. If you're really bad, they'll remember you. But otherwise, you're forgotten.
Yeah, and that is not even bad. I mean, because life goes on. Obviously, we have to make space for others, and but at the end of the day, I think as long as the generation that you lived with, your closest friends, and your your relatives, and maybe even your 500 spouses that you have or something, remembers you well. I mean, at the end of the day, at least you didn't go like an a-hole, right? So I have to say that I think that is my goal, to at least not leave like an a-hole. I mean, okay, Winston is giving me a hard time on that, to be honest, but that's. But I'm just kidding.
Here's the thing too. Like, we're talking about our legacy that we leave behind. Is when you live your daily life, is that something in the back of your mind? Are you saying that, okay, I want to be remembered as a good person, but are you letting that influence how you live your life day to day, right? Because like Devil Dog said that he just lives his life regardless of, and that's how I live my life. Like, regardless of how people feel about me, I would want to be remembered as a good person. And I feel like your personality dictates how that happens. But even when you're like the best person in the world, you're not going to be liked by everybody, right? Somebody's gonna hate you because you're too nice,
Yeah, and Jesus here pointed that's so great, right? I mean, even his wife doesn't like some of his friends, so therefore, I mean, same here. I don't like everyone who is in my circle because of my friends and stuff like that. But it is a matter of fact. But I personally try to. I'm just me. I mean, come on, Winston, bro. You know me for a couple of days now, and
you can be is just you, man. Straight.
That's
we've
it.
had some encounters, and we've had some let's say get-togethers, and that was despite the crown stuff, to be honest. And I think our personalities also, Red's Room, who I know for almost a year now. It is like people that you meet on the way on the streets of life, and I think if you get along with them, have a good joke, but also can talk seriously, I think then you have found the perfect match in regards of a rising friendship. And if that occurs, if you know that you're not leaving alone, but that you leave behind some friends, I think then your life was not too bad, my opinion.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's like I feel like we are so, especially now with social media, right? And the fact that let me go back to some of the chat, because I was looking at some of the chats and I wanted to read some of it. I saw Oliver said, he said, even after I'm gone, I hope my actions remain a beacon for others. I'm only human, shaped by both my flaws, my strengths. I want to be remembered not just by what I built, but by my kindness, right? And then let's see here.
He said something else.
He said also, I shared the wisdom I offered and the love that I gave. May my legacy be a gentle reminder, even as a flawed person, I dare to inspire and create a better world. So, I mean, I feel like aside from, again, my philosophy on life is that in this world, there are good people and bad people, right? That's just my personal opinion. There are good people and there are bad people. And at the end of the day, good people are going to do good things. Bad people are going to do bad things. Personally, I live my life the way I want to live it. I don't let people dictate how I live my life. You know what I'm saying? I try to do good as best as I know, as I've been taught. But it doesn't mean that me doing good is going to let people have a good opinion of me. You know, like I said before, like some people are like, well, why you? It's almost like everybody feels like there's an ulterior motive to everything that you do. You know what I'm saying? Like, why is he doing this? Is he trying to get something from me, or is he trying to get something out of me, or why is he not doing this? You know, so it's almost like what's the phrase? Damned if you do, damned if you don't, right?
Talking about something that you just said, the last sentence that you said, Winston, and this is without any joke whatsoever, for a change. Listen up, guys. I'm not joking, for a change. So, Mr. Red's Room here taught me exact this lesson a year ago. I know I'm repeating myself, and I'm not going to make him emperor or something like that, but he actually taught me a very, very, very big lesson, especially when it comes to YouTube, and also with doing something for others without expecting something back, or interacting with someone without expecting anything back. Here's the thing. I make this very short. A year ago, nobody knew me on YouTube except, I don't know, some people were subscribers, but I had no attention whatsoever. So Red's Room gave me some. I was in his room when he was sitting in his chat and stuff like that on his channel, and he wrote something, hey guys, connect to each other, help each other with the channels. And that is the first time that I understood that someone like Red's Room in this case opened his channel to help others to grow, right? Without him asking, hey, but you have to super chat me now for this tip, and you have to do this, and you have to do that, and nothing, never ever, until this very day. Winston Chronicles is also one of these people. You have to pay me later for that one, bro. But he is also a very, very kind person with all the jokes and all the stuff, but a very kind person, opening up to talk, also outside YouTube, also having conversations, and it is very decent people that we have sitting here. Even Jesus is a good guy. So and by the way, I keep it with a very Don Rickles, who I really admire. His sense of humor was unique. He said that he can only do those.
Mr. Furley, right?
Huh?
Mr. Furley, right? Don Rickles?
No, Don Rickles was the potato. He was the old school comedian. No, he was a potato.
I know who Don Rickles is. Didn't he play Mr. Furley on a comedy show?
Not, to be honest. I'm too young for that. To be honest. I'm not that old as you, bro.
No, you're talking about Three's Company. No, that wasn't him.
That wasn't him. Who was that? Okay, Don Wrinkles.
So
Okay.
Don Rickles was he said something in one of the very rare serious interviews that he gave, that he can only do those roastings of VIPs and well-known people if he actually likes them. And therefore, I mean, there's liking. I wouldn't call it love because otherwise Jesus would blush. But I would say there's people that you like on the first sight, and Jesus here is one of them. So I mean, he can take a sense of humor, as I can feel, and therefore he can also shoot back. And I think that is how you can actually, that is exactly what he just said, right? Also, like Don Rickles did, you only do read jokes and messing around with people who you start liking and all that. And Winstone, I mean, come on. We have this since the first moment on Goga's channel when you were in Sunday service. And when I did my first comments there, as I always do, and you had a good, way to shoot back and stuff. And that is, if we keep going like people, and this is my final line because I have to go ironing my face again, it's late here. So if I consider this, the people who I meet on YouTube, also in real life, I'm always like this, how I am here, also in real life, unless it is a high value customer, then I try to be polite for 2 minutes. But maybe I'm not a preacher after all, but if we try to start again being nice to each other rather than being jealous or picking on each other seriously or doing all these things, I think that one day when we get laid to rest forever, I think then we can really rest in peace, and others who come to our funeral would also have a peaceful moment rather than, oh, thank God that guy's gone.
Yeah.
So that is.
And some people feel that way. Sad to say, but some people feel that way.
Yeah, I know.
And you have control over what your legacy is going to be. At the end of the day, I mean, you never know what because people are going to judge you based on multiple things, right? What they see, what they hear, and what they actually know about you, right?
Maybe just as a very last sentence before I give space to someone else on the panel, I have decided already what is going to be written on my tombstone. It's going to be the name, date of birth, and stuff. And below that, wish you were here. So,
wish you were
here. So, Winston, thank you so much for having me. I'll be watching from the chat, but I think I have to.
I appreciate you.
I
got Clark's Legacy in the building as well, too. Brian, you still here?
Yeah, thank you all. This weekend all.
All right. So,
hey, have a good one, Ragus.
All right.
Hey,
I appreciate you, brother.
Is Evangelist and Robinson, are they in the basement? They said, I'm on the background. And then also Don Rickles is in the basement.
Don Rickles in
yeah, it's a picture of Don Rickles, just so
Don
people
Rickles
know who he is.
Yeah, it was Don Knotts that they were talking. I was thinking about. Don Knotts was the guy from Three's Company. Somebody mentioned it. I think Tim mentioned it in the building. So, Mr. Clark's Legacy in the building. Sir, what would you like to be remembered for? Since you're here.
So like Eddie Hole said, I don't know why. Like Eddie Hole said, the older you get, and you guys are older than me, but I'm.
Oh, you mean? No. Hold on.
Oh, thanks a lot, bro. Thanks a lot. I don't even know how old you are.
Yeah. Huh? Check them speech there. Check that speech. What do you mean?
You're older than me, Winston. I don't care about no angry banana. I don't care about no angry banana. So like Eddie Hole said, you really don't care what people think, because at the end of the day, it's been my experience that you can be walking down the street with the biggest smile on your face, and two different people look at that smile two different ways, right? There's one person who says he looks so happy, he's smiling. The other person is, why does he have to be smiling so much? Yeah. Why does he have to be so happy, right? So and those two people, the next time they see you, they're gonna remember you for what they saw. Seeing so people are going to remember you the way they want to. Right. My father died in I think 2009. And as much as I don't think about him every day, there are times when things happen that you have to remember him when he said some things about some things. Right. And you're like, yo, my father said that, they said that about this. And you learn this thing from what you remember from that person, right? No, there is a quote. I don't know who said it. I don't remember where I heard it from. But you are I forget how it goes, but somewhere along the lines of when the last person that remember you dies, that's when you will be forgotten. That's when nobody else will remember you. That's not how the quote is said, but that's the gist. But I mean, I can say I want to be remembered as being kind and happy, but I'm not kind and happy. I'm always miserable. people look at my face, and I mean, I could be the happiest person in the world. I look the same way all the time.
Right.
So
But
people,
you have to remember we like, and you said it at the beginning of your comment that we are visual people, right?
right.
We are visual people. So you're gonna judge somebody based on what you see, and I don't care what nobody says. We all do it, you know.
Yeah, man.
I
We
don't
all
care
do.
what color you are, what generation you are, what race. It doesn't matter. We all
You
we're
get
visual.
in
Well,
you
unless you're
get in a
blind,
mood,
unless you're visually impaired, then that's kind of different. But
right? So you
on the
get in a
physical
mood, and
aspect,
you set your you without knowing, you get in this mood, and your demeanor changes without you knowing,
right?
and then somebody sees that, and you're judged that way. Then nobody asks you, why do you look like this? Why are you so I used to be Screwface, if that makes sense. If you know what Screwface means.
Right, right.
I used to be Mr. Screwface. And one day I saw my daughter looking at me. She was like 9, 10, and she's looking at me and like, why do you sit your face like that? And I'm like, how? And she screw up her face, and I'm like, what the hell? Is that how I really look? And I mean, I wasn't thinking about anything. I wasn't upset. I wasn't anything. That's just how I trained myself to look. Right?
You sound like Lynn. She's over here. She's right next to me. So
And
but
there are
you know
people who, I'm sorry, there are people who go through the world like that. They put on this face because I'm going on the street and nope, I don't want anybody to bother me, so I'm going to look the meanest I can look. Right? Then somebody's gonna see this person that, oh, this person that she always look miserable, or he always look miserable, but he's not really miserable. Right? He's just showing that to you because he doesn't want you to bother him.
right.
Right? Now, Eddie said if he likes you, he'll poke fun at you. And that's all my friends. That's all the people I make fun of are my friends. If I make fun of you and you're not laughing, you are not my friend. Right? Because if you take it personal, then that means you are not my friend because you don't know anything about how I relate to my friends.
Right. Right.
So,
and that runs in circles. You know, I can tell you and Eddie knows this from a military perspective, like some of the stuff we say to each other in the military, people would be appalled. They would be like, what? Did you just say that to that person? But for us, we have an understanding that, you know, we're just joking. You know, it's kind of like with our YouTube community here, you know, if I'm over at Red's or Miss G or, you know, Eddie's channel or CV or Des, whoever, it's like there's this understanding without even saying it that we're just having fun with each other, right? But at the same time, if somebody new comes over to the channel and, you know, like Civi is like saying some crazy stuff, and they'd be like, what's going on here? You know? But we have that relationship, even though we've never met, we have this understanding of what the circumstances are and how we interact with each other. So we see it one way, we're having fun. Somebody else might see, you know, the person outside looking in might see it and be like, "Oh, what's going on here? This don't sound right," you know. So it's interesting. So with that being said, I want to ask you guys, you know, I think for the most part we've been talking about like what other people think about us. Now let's bring it a little bit closer. What about our family? What like what would you want your kids, your nieces, your nephews, and so forth? Because they don't, as they said, they don't read a will at a funeral, right? So, what would you want your families? And I know for a lot of people, it might be the exact same response, but I just want to hear your response. What would you want your family to remember you by? Or remember you as, I should say. Or say about you one day.
So you're trying to get me to write my eulogy.
No, I'm just saying. Mine's already written. It's written about what I've done, So I live my eulogy every single day,
Right, but at the end of the day, at the end of the day, and I'm not being pessimistic. I'm not trying to whatever. But at the end of the day, people are
you're in
going
a safe
to.
space. You're in a safe space.
My answer.
You're in a safe space.
Your family is going to remember you the way they remember you, right? So I can tell you that my father used to beat me for no reason, but that's not how I
That's
remember
all
him.
of us, man.
That's right, but that's not how I remember him. I remember him as the person who would tell you some things without telling you what they mean, and then give you the option to go and try and figure it out.
Mm-hmm.
Right? And then a lot of the things that he says then comes back and you say, oh, this is what he meant. And that's how his memory keeps forward in itself. Right?
Mm-hmm.
Now, I think I have some sense. I think I know a few things. And the most I can do is try to impart that knowledge to the younger generation of my family. How they take it is completely up to them.
Okay. What say you, devil dog?
That's not a devil dog. That's a nice dog.
And Eddie Ho.
Eddie Ho. I'm sorry.
Eddie Ho.
No, that's my answer. My wife calls me an Eddie Hole all the time.
So the family's got you locked in, is what you're saying. It's just
that's right.
Just
they know exactly how I am.
And that's it.
What the hell?
Chef Sylvia is Sylvia, or she might be outside walking.
No, I am outside, but I have my headset on. I can walk around.
What about you? What do you want your kids and family members to remember you as?
I don't know. That's kind of a rough one because I don't have a relationship with most of my family. I just have a relationship with my kids. So, long story. Not for this channel, but I think my kids will probably be like, she was one scary individual. You didn't cross her because she was a rough mom. She was the drill sergeant mom.
Okay.
That's what they're gonna remember me by. That and I made the best clam chowder. And I took the clam chowder recipe to the grave.
Come on, you can't do that. You got to at least leave that in the will.
No, that one's gonna die with me.
Well, I guess I'm the same because I got everything in my head too. Maybe I need to start writing some of this stuff down, or maybe my kids can go into my chat GPT later on and be like, "What did Winston create?"
Yeah, because my salmon chowder, for example, is very similar to my clam chowder, but I've got a video of it, but it's withholding 2 ingredients that's in the actual clam chowder.
So I'm glad
I ain't putting that up on YouTube.
And that's the only one you're not putting up on YouTube, right? Is the clam chowder?
The clam chowder? No, I'll put the clam chowder up there, but there's gonna be 2 main ingredients. It's just not gonna be there.
Okay, all right. Yeah, no, I'm kind of glad you brought that up because a lot of people in here are content creators themselves. So I got Marines and Army Mom in the building. Let me give some shout outs real quick. I'm sorry. I'm not ignoring you in the chat. I got Miss Martin Family Forever, Desert Living, Tim. I got, who else just came in? Marines and Army Mom. Did I miss anybody? I know J Bud was in the building. I don't know if he's still here. Just want to give a couple of shout outs here while I'm looking through the chat. Miss G, Auntie, is in the building as well. But what was I saying then? I lost my train of thought. Yeah, but at the end of the day, you know, like you said, some people consider a legacy something like with social media, us being content creators, we put out a lot of ourselves, I guess, sometimes inadvertently on social media, right? And I kind of feel like that could also be a part of our legacy as well, what you do on social media. Do you think social media, based on how people, because there's a lot of people on social media, not just content creators, but just people in general that kind of put their lives on the internet, sometimes inadvertently.
But are they really though? Are they really?
Well, no, yeah, that's what I'm saying. I mean, do you think it's fair to judge some or use that as a way to say this is the way that person is? Because sometimes, to judge someone, because sometimes what people put out on social media is not who they really are. You know what I'm saying? But at the same time, you are leaving. That's part of your legacy as well, too. Regardless of, you know, if you might be someone that does something just off the chain crazy on social media, but you're like this more reserved person in real life. But that's still a legacy that you're leaving. So do you think it's important that if you're on social media to portray yourself in the way who you really are, if that makes sense?
You should be truthful to the people that are on your social media, because if you don't, then you know you lack integrity as a human being.
So yeah, so and to me, I agree, because integrity is the most important thing. If you don't have integrity, you don't have anything.
Exactly.
You know? But then you have people that are maybe, for example, chasing the what do they say, the carrot at the end of the stick, which is money. You know, so is money more important, or is your legacy more important? Anyone can answer that question.
Well, for me, it's the moment. I would rather live in the moment than future trip on how are people going to see me when I'm dead.
Mm-hmm.
I'd rather be the person that is kind and funny and generous, sarcastic, a little bit of a badass while I'm alive than being remembered as those things. Because in order to be able to have a legacy, a person has to know you in an intimate way in a lot of ways.
I got you. So, Eddie Hole, you got any comments?
Repeat the question. I have that hat too, but I don't see you being grumpy.
Me?
I actually have two of those hats.
You know what's crazy? I wear
What's
this.
that?
I like this hat, and I like to wear hats and shirts that are conversational pieces, because people, and it's funny you say that, because people kind of look at me within my career field, right? I deal with a lot of, you know, people on the other side of the fence. Let's just put it that way. And I wore this hat to work the other day, and half the time people are like, "Are you grumpy?" And I'm like, I'm not that grumpy, you know. And then I'll smile, and they'll be like, "Okay," you know. So for the people that really know me, it's just like I think Brian was saying before. It's like you have that frown face on, and at the time you might be feeling okay, but you just don't feel like talking to anybody right now. You just want to just keep it moving. So for me, it's like I don't like to frown because I feel like life is too short. I'm a half glass half full kind of person. I'm an optimist, so I always see the good in every situation. And I always Lynn doesn't like me for that because I don't.
Because I don't.
She does.
But people see me, people see that hat, and they see it actually fits me. I don't see it fitting you, bro.
Well, but that's what I'm saying. It's like for the people that know me, they know who I am, so they don't really believe the hat. You know what I'm saying? But the average person that's never met me before sees the hat and be like, all right, I ain't talking to him. I'm not this dude. And trust me, when I put my mean face on, nobody wants to talk to me. When they get to know me, they're like, okay, you're completely different from what your hat says. So. But it's just like the facial expression that we give on a daily basis, right? The one thing I can tell people is that it's very hard to hide what you're trying to say. Your face, you can say one thing, but your face is saying something completely different. So we talk about two-way communication. When you're communicating with someone, look at their face, regardless of what they're saying. Their face will tell you exactly what they're saying. Unless they're just, some people have good poker faces now, but at the end of the day, people really say what they're really trying to say with their face. Anybody agree with that?
Yeah, I agree with that.
And in my line of work, the facial expressions I have to look at very well because I'd be like, "No, you're lying, you're lying," But it is what it is. So I'm going to talk about something that kind of continue on with this conversation because, like I said, I'm not trying to be here for like too long. I'm trying to keep it down to 2 hours maximum.
I have one question.
Yes, go ahead.
I noticed you're in your cooking attire.
Yes, sir.
Where the food?
Yeah, where's the food?
Look, that's the reason why I'm not trying to stay here for 2 hours because I've been cooking since this morning. That's why I came down in the jacket, and we still have to sample the food. See the sampler? Look, the sampler is over here. She's hungry.
Oh, she'll chase you off the phone. She'll chase you off the live.
She's hungry. She's like, and this has happened like in the last 2 weeks. So I want to let everybody know. I think I was on Red's live. I mentioned it, but for everybody that's on the live right now, so my job description kind of changed a little bit. So I used to be able to come home and cook in the evenings. Now I'm not. Now I'm like working late. So now when I come in during the week, I don't get to cook like I used to on the weekdays coming from work. So now most of my cooking is going to happen on like a Friday or a Saturday now, because I come in from work now and I'm like tired, want to go to bed and wake up the next day, go right back to work, rinse and repeat. So just so you know, I'm not ignoring you guys. It's not because I got 100K subscribers. I know somebody going to say it. It's because I'm, like for me, my job description changed. And so I'm working a lot different hours now.
Lot longer hours.
See? But I'm still here. I still support my family. What's up, Reds?
Oh, I'm about to step out for a minute. I'll be back in a bit, but I'll be listening in the background on the other device, okay?
Yeah, I know. You've been gone.
You guys bless up. Have a great night, but I'm in the background, in the bushes, son. I call my brother son because he shine like one.
All right, Reds. All right.
Speak up yourself.
Yeah, but you don't know.
All right, so let's talk about something else now. Moving on to on the topic. So you always hear the term generational wealth, right? So which is more important, generational wealth, or generational wisdom? Oh, we got to go deep on this one. Let's go.
So I can only tell you from my experience, right?
Mm-hmm.
And the experience is that there are people who you can learn from your age, right?
Right.
But the older the knowledge is, or the older the knowledge, older the person the knowledge come from, is the more viable it is. Now, I don't say, oh, people can't tell you foolishness, but
I was just about to ask you.
it's more likely that when and I want to call them educated person, not
Mhm.
old people, but educated people,
Yeah,
and
because you're talking about me and
educated in
Eddie
life,
right now.
right? Educated people. So when we talk to educated people, we get the information that we need, and we can pass that on to the next generation.
Mhm.
Now, the next generation can take it how they want to, but at the end of the day,
I know that,
it
but there's a
the,
chew in my
the
mic.
information is only going to be true. It can't be anything else, right? So, like um, one of the stupidest things is that people are trying to respell words nowadays and change the meaning of words to suit their needs. And as much as it makes sense to them, when it actually matters, that's when they'll find out that they're doing some foolishness. I don't know if that makes sense.
So you're saying that I'm just asking, but you're saying that if you have generational wisdom can lead to generational wealth,
More than likely,
right?
but it depends on how.
That's if it's
It,
good, if it's good wisdom.
no,
Because
wisdom is wisdom. The wisdom can't be bad.
what
But
I'm
is
saying is
the
what I'm
recipient
asking is it's
is the
like,
problem?
so generational wisdom is that information that's passed down from generation to generation, right? Like,
Mm.
there are some cultures that they only learn their whole life cycle or their generational cycle by their heritage and how it's passed down by word of mouth. You know what I'm saying? Now we have social media that can still transfer that information, and it's saved now. It's actually saved now, so everything we put on social media doesn't go away. But
Right, but the generational wisdom does not always lead to generational wealth.
generational wealth, right?
It leads to generational wisdom, if that makes sense.
Right.
Because
Generational wisdom leads to generational wisdom.
the wisdom that we get is not to make money, it's to live. It's to live a happy life and a life free of mistakes and that sort of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And but the
But
generational wealth comes from somebody who started wealthy, or
right.
somebody who has the previous generation that's being wealthy.
So generational wisdom can still lead to generational wealth, right? Because if the wisdom is passed on of the mistakes that were made in the past, that could still lead to generational wealth, right?
Right, but that's if you're talking about business. We're talking about
No, I'm just talking in general. So it's like not just business. Just for example, if a person, so like we as parents and our parents probably and their parents before them, we've always worked to make it better for our children after us, right? So that's what we work for. Me personally, like once I had children, it's all about my kids. It wasn't about me anymore. So if I'm passing on generational wisdom, which is, hey, granted, things change with generations as well. So what's good for the goose was good for the gander, right? What we did back then was but there are some things that don't change, like common sense, right? So we can
right,
pass on generational wisdom. To me, is passing on that common sense to our next generation to say, okay, maybe you shouldn't do this or you shouldn't do that. But it can also lead to generational wealth because we can say, okay, don't instead of going to college, go to trade school, right? Like I think just use that as one example, right? Because they teach college all the time, right? But you come out of college with a debt, you come out of trade school without a debt, right? So that could be generational knowledge that could lead to generational wealth. I mean, if that makes sense.
Well, wisdom can create wealth, but wealth can't create wisdom.
Right. I agree.
And when, you pass things on to your children without telling them how to go about creating their own wealth, they're just going to squander it.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not it. And where are they going to end up later on down the road? With nothing in their pockets, and they've learned absolutely nothing. See, back when I was a child, I grew up in an affluent household, and it was my parents' money. It wasn't my money. And they did the very bare minimum to help me with anything, and they always told me, go out and get a job. You want something? Go out and get a job. You want something? Go get a job. And you want what? Do you have the money for it? No. How are you going to go about getting the money for that? Get a job. But I learned a lot of my dad's wisdom over the decades that has helped me to gain my own wealth. And that was his lesson to me was, go get your own damn wealth. What's mine is mine. Now, whatever's left when I die, that may or may not be yours, but don't be guaranteed that it's going to be there when I leave. And it's like I paid for my own college twice.
Mm-hmm.
I paid for everything, and you give kids money, and it's like they're just gonna just blow through it. But what are they going to learn from that? Are you going to teach them to create a bank account and how to invest their money and all that other stuff? Are you going to teach them along with giving them money?
Right.
Not likely, because they're going to be like, yeah, whatever,
Right.
because they're kids.
Right.
Kids are dumb. And
but we were kids too. I mean, our parents probably thought the same thing about us.
And I was a dumb kid. I'll be the first to admit I was a dumb kid. I was a very dumb kid. But the thing of it is if you don't get taught the wisdom, you're not going to survive. You're not going to be able to create your own wealth.
Right.
This wealth can't be handed to you because it's not yours for the taking.
I mean,
does that
physical
make
wealth.
sense?
Yeah. I mean, knowledge in itself can't be handed to you. But I'll let go ahead. Go ahead, Double Dog.
My dad's wisdom never helped me. His wisdom was like, this is gonna hurt me more than it hurt you before he beat my butt and everything else. That didn't help me.
Yeah, it did. Yeah, it did.
It toughened me up. It toughened me up for Marine Corps. That's what it did.
That's right.
Yes, exactly. There you go. There you go.
There you go.
He should have left me dang money. Then I could have a house or something. I mean,
you didn't know it at the time, but it was helping you. And that's what I said. It's like, I always say this. You can teach your kids the best way, but when they're old enough to make their own decisions, they're going to make their own decisions,
Well, I'll tell you what.
You can hope that they're going to listen to some of the things you said, but at the end of the day, when they're old enough to make their own decisions, that's what they're going to do.
Well, I'll tell you what. Everything that I have when I die goes to my son, okay? My pews, my property. That's why I need to live at least 16 more years till my properties, my 2.5 acres here in this little mobile home that'll probably be dilapidated by then. But then when me and my wife die, that'll be his. All the everything we have will be his. But the thing is I've also trained him financial stuff. Like when he was younger and stuff, I told him to get a credit card. I said, do not max out the credit card, but get the credit card, buy stuff on it, and then pay it off at the end of the month or whatever else. It'll help you build your credit. And he didn't want to listen to me, okay, or anything else. And then he asked my wife, or I told my wife to tell him or whatever else, and she did. Dude had, at like 20, 21 years old, dude had like a 750 credit score. Okay. It was up there. Okay. Because he took my advice. I also taught him how to, I also taught him the stuff that my dad really never taught me, because me and my dad didn't get along. Okay. My dad beat my butt, everything else and everything. Especially when I was a kid, he basically had PTSD a lot from my dad, but the thing is he never really taught me anything. He was working and quitting jobs and, getting either fired from jobs or whatever else. And I taught my son, I taught him how to work on vehicles so he didn't have to rely on someone else to fix his vehicles, everything from tires to brakes to everything else. I also taught him, do not ever quit a job before you have another job lined up. And when you do have another job lined up, always give them a 2 weeks notice. That way, if you have to go back to that job, it's there for you. And I told him, never be late for work. Always be early. And he took it to the extreme. He was like, he'd be like 2-3 hours early to work and then sit in the break room on his phone. But that's the new generation. He was fine as long as he had his phone there and stuff. But I mean, I tried to teach him the right ways to do things and everything else, stuff that my dad never taught me or anything else. So,
yeah, and it's kind of funny you bring up job, because actually that was the next segue I was going to go into. So here's the question for you guys.
Oh wait, real quick, why is your hat a lot cleaner than mine? You notice
Because
same hat there.
Because I wash it.
This is actually, like I said, I got 2 of them. This is actually my work hat. I wear it every day at work. I do have one sitting in the truck on the dash that's not the same color. It's like a brown and stuff. But that's my like go out hat, when I'm going.
Well, I'm not gonna lie. I have about 6 of them. So
all the grumpy old vet hats?
all of them say the same thing.
I only got 2.
Because I have some that I wear in the yard when I'm just working around the yard, and then I have some that I actually go out with. So yeah.
All right, sorry. Go ahead about the job or whatever.
But we find that a lot of people that have worked their whole lives are dependent on how they are viewed in how well they do their jobs. So my question is, if your job was, and I know you're retired, but if your job was, and hypothetically for you, for the people that's retired, if your job was gone tomorrow, would your impact on that job still exist? I mean, I can answer that question first if you want me to, because I can tell you this, that for me personally, what I've seen, at the end of the day, when you walk out the door, you no longer exist, when it comes to the job, especially in my career field, where the only way you're remembered is if you're unalived on the job, right? So, but I feel like there's a lot of people that, and not saying you shouldn't work hard at the job you do, because I'm not a person that does anything halfway in anything I do, right? I'm always going to do my job to the best of my abilities. But when you walk away, if that job was gone tomorrow, that all that stuff that you did, do you think it still exists?
Of course it does. Of course it does. Nobody might remember it, but it does. Nobody might acknowledge it, but it still does. No one can erase anyone's existence.
Impact, right?
The only time you stop existing is when people stop remembering you, and sometimes, as long as your name is written in a book somewhere, and somebody reads it at every 100 years, you're remembered. So your impact is still there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, there are people who go to work and the work would really appreciate them not coming. but there are people who make it their life at the detriment of everything else to do their job well.
Mm-hmm.
So, but I don't know if I'll be if my impact, or I don't know. I don't know. I can't honestly say I don't. I do what I do, but I mean, people are people. So
No, and I can agree with that statement that, you know, if your impact that you did is still, it will always be there, right? It's just if people actually remember who made that impact, you know, good or bad, right?
right.
So at the end of the day, yes, I believe the impact will still be there. It's just the memory of who did it. Again, if it's bad, more than likely you will be the example of this is what you shouldn't do, you know.
Right.
But if it was something good, and it would have to be, I think Dev Dog said it would have to be either extremely good or extremely bad.
All right.
You
Case
know?
in point. Do you know the name of the person who created the wheel?
The what?
The wheel. The wheel.
I think it was Captain Caveman.
Exactly. No, if you'd have to think about it first, then you'd say, "Oh, that's him." But nobody really thinks about that because we are on wheels, and we are on wheels all day,
Right.
every day.
Right.
Nobody
Right.
thinks about who, and that is major impact. Nobody remembers who did that, but that is major impact to humanity.
Right. Or fire. Who created fire?
God.
Right. So
he burned down the forest and somebody picked up an ember.
so that's what I'm saying. It's you know, I don't think it still negates the fact that you should be proud of the work or what you do or the impact that you make, you know. So you should work hard at, I mean, for some people, like I said, for me, it's not even about, I don't do things for the accolades, right? I do things because I want to do it, not because, I mean, granted, when I was in the military, I just had to do some things because I didn't have a choice. You know what I'm saying? But for the most part, the things I do now, I do it because I want to do it, not because I'm looking for the accolades and the monetary aspect of it. It's just I do what I love. I'm one of those people. I can, and I'm only speaking for myself because I've been lucky enough to live my dream where for me it was always about, I always wanted to be in the military. I always wanted to be in law enforcement, and I've had the opportunity to do both. You know, not a lot of people get the opportunity to kind of live out their dream. So, you know, for me, the impact that I leave, I know it's still going to be there. It's just who remembers what you did. You know what I'm saying? And I see Jerry mentioned in his previous comment that, you know, you're going to be replaced tomorrow anyway, right? At the end of the day, when you walk out the door of that job, somebody else is going to take that spot, you know, because you're just a body at the end of the day, right? But
Yeah, my life goes on.
But if you left an impact, it's still gonna be there. You might not be remembered for doing it, but I feel like it's still gonna be there. Let me see. The hen house says home economic is totally underrated. Growing food and raising animals and taking care of the house. Yeah, and that's a fact. That's true. And at the end of the day, when technology falls, guess what we're gonna go back to? Raising chickens, building houses, you know. I feel like the world is a full cycle. Everything comes back, you know. So when it's all said and done, you know, your hands are what's going to be most important if you know how to use them. But it is what it is. All right, let me go down here because I think we're about another 17 minutes to the 2-hour mark.
All right, I'm gonna. Is it 17 minutes?
Yeah, I'm gonna stop at like an hour and 30 minutes. I started 30 minutes earlier.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm gonna come down and watch from the bleachers.
Okay, bleachers. All right,
Yeah.
night bushes.
My big night, guys. Bye, banana.
Say bye-bye, but not bye-bye.
All right.
So I just mentioned the fact that helping, you know, one of the things I like to do is help people. So let me ask you this: Have you ever helped someone without telling anyone? CV?
Oh yeah, definitely.
What about you,
Yeah.
Devil Dog?
What's the question?
How you gonna have your headphones on? You don't even hear me.
Oh my God.
I was responding to freaking text. People text me all the time. It never ends. Right before my live, people start texting me. They know I go
yeah, because
live.
your live starts in what, 45 minutes,
mi-
right?
20 minutes, 7 o'clock.
20 minutes. Oh yeah, 20. Oh yeah, that's right. Because I started a little bit late.
Yeah, but I mean, it ain't no worries. It's just it never fails. Like right before they start texting me, I'm not going to be there. You didn't do this or this. So I'm responding
No.
to text that way. I'm not live, and it keeps going ding 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 ding.
Yeah.
Sorry.
So the question was, have you ever helped someone without telling anyone?
Yeah.
And why
That's the
is
question. That's the answer. What?
Why is that? Why did you do that?
I don't
like
because I'm an Eddie hole. No, seriously, I don't need freaking all the accolades or anything else. I mean, it's not about me. You know, if I help someone, whether it's on like when I help somebody on YouTube, you know, it ain't like that, you know, I get anything for it. I just want to help them. I want to be nice, you know, especially people starting out and or whatever, or even someone that's been doing YouTube for years, but they don't know how to do something. That's one reason my phone number, my address, everything, my email is all on my about page. Okay. Is because if somebody needs help, they can contact me. I don't care. People say I'm stupid or I'm crazy because my address, my physical address, my home address is on my about page. I'm like, I don't care about that because if somebody wants to send me a letter or whatever else, it's there. Because the thing is I have me and my son. If some crazy person shows up, we can handle this stuff. But it did get me freaking swatted one time, but that's another story. The cops showed up in my house because someone anyways, I'll tell you that later on. But the thing is I don't need, you know, the accolades. I'm not doing it for that. I want to be remembered as an Eddie hole, you know, not for being nice, not for helping people or doing nothing, because that's just okay. That's just me. Okay.
Mhm.
I I want to. This goes back to your other question or whatever. I want to be remembered for myself, my personality, or whatever else. You know, me joking around, me being an Eddie hole or whatever. But I don't like to hurt people's feelings. Okay. I basically said that earlier when somebody, you know, when somebody said, you know, if I don't like, or when I said if I don't like somebody, I'm not gonna freaking go and down them or whatever else. You know, there's stories that I could tell. Okay. This person that got me in YouTube, me and him have not talked in a couple years because of what he did. One was stolen valor. Okay.
Ooh.
And I called him out. I called him over to my house because he's a neighbor of mine, but I don't always use his name and, you know, everything else. I mean, for him, even though I don't like him really, and actually, I seen him at a gas station twice. Okay. Because he's my neighbor. He lives down the street. Okay. And we go to the same gas stations and stuff. One time I seen him at a gas station. Okay. Now this is just me, but I had actually was in line. He seen me and went in the bathroom. Okay. So I'm like, all right, I'll wait till he comes out. So I see you moving that dang banana. So
That's not me. That's him.
So I let people go in front of me in line just so I could stay there till he come out the bathroom because I knew what he was doing. He was trying to avoid me. So he finally comes out and he put a 6-pack of beer down or whatever. And so he got it. And then I'm like, hey, how you doing, so-and-so? And he's like, oh, all right. You know, all right. And so I was being at ease with him, talking to him and everything else. So cool. I don't hold grudges, even though I don't really care for the dude. I was being nice, kind of. I was kind of, I guess, trolling him or whatever, but I didn't do nothing mean or rude or anything else. So then the next time I seen him at a different gas station, and he was at work, and he works. But anyways, my boss says, "Hey, there's so and so," and I'm like, "Really?" And so he sat there, and he had went in the store. My boss sat there, and when he come out, we were in my boss's truck. When he come out, I had rolled the window down, and I said, "Hey," and I called him by his name, and he kept walking like he didn't even hear me. Well, he took a couple more steps, and then he turned around, and because I said, "Hey," his name or whatever, and he turned around and he seen who it was, and he flipped me off and said, "F you." I just started cracking up and everything because one time he was all nice, and then the next time he flipped me off and everything, and I didn't do nothing but say, "Hey, how you doing?" But I mean that's what it is. So and even though I was kind of trolling him a little bit, I wasn't mean or rude or anything else.
Right.
I just knew he didn't like me at that point, and so I was just saying hello to him. And so that's what I want to be remembered as an idiot hole, joking around, playing around, prankster, doing whatever, and the thing is what I do for people or about people. It ain't about me. It's about helping that person out and everything else. And like, you'll hear people say, "Oh, he's a nice guy," blah, 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 talking about me. And I'll say, don't ruin my reputation, bro. I'm like, I don't want to be known as a nice guy.
I want to be Eddie Hole. That's what they know.
Exactly. Exactly. So anyways, that's the answer.
Yeah. I mean, and that's the thing. You see it a lot on YouTube and stuff. And I mean, I know a lot of times, even with me and Lynn, we do a lot of charity work as well when we can, and there a lot of times when we kind of look at the people that we're going to support. A lot of times when we reach out to the YouTubers that we're sending this stuff to, they ask me, they're like, "Hey, do you want me to mention your name?" And I'm like, "That's up to you," And it's twofold. It's not about the accolades or anything else like that. It's about helping someone else. On the other side of that spectrum is if us helping someone helps someone else to help someone, then by all means, put it out there. That's the only the positive side that I see to it. You know what I'm saying? You shouldn't be doing something good, because I feel like when you do something good out of the goodness of your heart, the blessings will always come. And I have proven that over and over and over again. When you do something with a good heart, where you're not looking for the accolades, even just in your regular job. This is not just about charity. It's like even in your regular job, when you just do it because it's the right thing to do, the blessings will always come. So you don't really have to go the extra mile because and some people live for the accolades, and you can't really, some people are just like that. I mean, everybody has their own reasons why they do things. For me, that's not what I'm looking for. And like I said, the blessings are going to come regardless. You just do it for the right reasons and the blessings will come, at the end of the day. So with that being said, I want to, because like I said, I'm at the ending point here, and Lynn's hungry and she's looking at me
sideways.
Yeah, and I don't want
What,
when I
you
do
still
sample.
You still got 12 minutes, Lynn.
No.
That's when I go live. You got to redirect.
And when I do sample time, I don't want to. You gonna do the redirect? When I do sample time, I don't want her to have an angry face when I do sample time, because I got to edit this video to show y'all tomorrow of this great dish that I cooked today, and I can't have her angry on sample time. You know that. I can't have her angry on sample time, But no, I look, I appreciate everyone that's checked on the lab. I know I had some technical difficulties in the beginning, but I appreciate everybody. Judy May just coming in. Blessings, Judy. I appreciate everyone that's been supporting the channel and each week coming up on the live. Is fun, and the more you guys interact, the better it is. I feel like more and more people are coming up on the live, not just for the free stuff that I give away, but
What, you mean we ain't got nothing free today?
no. I got this. All I got is this
You
banana.
giving away the banana, right?
All I got is this banana. So
This banana?
that same banana that's just
You-
Civvy got. That's all I got
You
today.
do-
Is this dude that keeps creeping across the screen. He's
You
kinda
do know what Civi's job. You did hear that story, right?
Huh?
You did hear
I
that
did.
story, right?
Yeah, Tim told me the banana story. Yeah.
Okay, yeah. So that's the thing. We get the big. Well, in the Marine Corps, we call it the big green. You know what? But we get the big yellow banana, huh?
The big green weenie. Yeah.
Yeah, that.
Yeah. But you know how I got this right. I told you about this, how I got this right.
No, I didn't hear it.
So that's all because of Chef Civi, because Chef Civi had that, I call it the damn banana, excuse my language, on her counter.
Yeah.
And the whole time I'm watching her cooking, and the banana is he just keeps talking. I'm like, man, I want to fight that banana. It just keeps talking. Like the banana is pissing me off, you know. So the moose, of course, paid attention, and what was it, like a week ago? Like a week ago, he texted me and he's like, hey, check your mail. There's something in the mail. And of course, he bought it straight from Amazon. So when I got the package, it didn't have his name or anything else on it. So I'm like, okay, what is this? And I opened the package, and it was this thing in there. And I was like, oh my God, dude, you got me. You got me.
Hey,
See?
you gotta watch Civi's live tomorrow. She'll have the banana there.
I know it's always there.
Uh-huh.
I still hate her banana.
Yeah, but have you ever spotted all the other bananas throughout the kitchen?
Yes, I have. And we know
No,
about the
Winston,
neon banana.
the-
You're talking about the neon banana?
The two neon bananas.
The
There's two of them.
The disco banana, the string light banana. Well, yeah, I've seen the bananas there, Civi.
It's about to get worse.
Civi's got a banana obsession.
I do not have a banana obsession. I'm just embracing my trauma. I'm
She's got
embracing my trauma.
She's got PTSD, and she's like, she's trying to do exposure therapy, unlike Gary.
Look, her banana
Right.
Gary don't like his exposure therapy.
Oh,
Say
God.
what?
I said her banana on her counter gave me PTSD. and look, now I got one. So that's how I'm dealing with my PTSD. Is I got the banana too, you know. So look, we're gonna start a banana culture over here. So hopefully by Christmas, everybody that comes up on the panel needs to have the banana.
Well, no desert over there has a banana too.
Yeah, so does the moose, so does Katie.
So maybe we'll have a banana night or something like that, you know. Because look, this dude keeps creeping across the screen, and he looks and he just keeps going. And I'm like, what are you doing, dude? So
I know, as he jiggles, the fact that he can keep eye contact with the camera is a little startling.
And look, her banana is so trained. He remembers everything and says everything. You know, my banana is new. You know, so he ain't.
You got to put batteries in it there, Winston.
Yeah, you got to put batteries in it.
No, it's batteries in there. I got it turned off. Look. See, he's got batteries in there. Look, he's got batteries. He works. Look. It cracks me up. It cracks me up. But guess what? You know what? Laughter is good for the soul. You know, laughter is good for the soul. So see the moves. I'm Lynn's working on the redirect right now. So for everybody that's in the chat, I appreciate you all. I just wanted to say towards the end, you know, I realized something at the end of life. People don't talk about how many subscribers you had. They don't talk about the car you drove. They don't talk about how they made you feel. Or actually, they do talk about how they made you feel, whether it's good or bad. You know, they talk about whether you showed up when you needed them. They talk about whether you kept your word, you know, whether you love loudly, you know. So, I mean, tonight, don't just build for attention, build for impact. You know what I'm saying? And I actually wanted to play this song that I created specifically for this this live. And I wanted you guys to kind of listen to this song and tell me what you think. Tell me what you think before we go.
Yeah, Tiki Bar night. Real talk.
Listen carefully.
Legacy vibes. I used to chase the spotlight glow, trying to let the whole world know. But time slowed me down one day, made me look a different way. All the cars and all the fame, none of that gon' say my name. When my picture on the wall, what they say when I'm not calling. Did I love, did I stand, did I lift another man? When my story reached the end, was I solid, was I free? When I'm gone, I'll be remembered. Was I fire, was I ember? Did I change as one December? Did I make this world better? Money, favor, love, stay strong. Legacy live long after song. When the lights all turn off and it's quiet, did I build something timeless? Grandma said live right, son. Not for clout, not for fun. Build your name on truth and grace, not on likes and not on praise. Generations watch you move, every action plan to rule. What you want is what will grow. That's the realest thing I know. Success loud but character deep. One you rent, one you keep. When the headlines fade away, only impact gonna stay. When I'm gone now, I'll be remembered. Was I strength in stormy weather? Did I hold my people steady? Did I love them heavy? Money fade but love stay strong. Legacy live long after song. When the world move on forever, what remains is how you treated them. They won't talk about the numbers, they won't talk about the views. They'll talk about how you showed up when they needed you. That's legacy. I wanna be remembered solid, heart wide open, never folded. If I stumble, I keep going. If I rise, I lift my homies. When my chapter finally ends, let it say I was a friend. Let it say I stood for something. Let it say I left love in it. Yeah.
So, with that being said, hey, live your life, live it to the best of your ability. Live, love, laugh, have fun, and leave a legacy of peace. All right. So, thank you guys for being here. We're going to go over to Belt Loop.
Devil dog.
I'm sorry, Devil Dog. Yeah, Belt Loop just checked in. So, he kind of threw me for he kind of threw me for a loop.
Thanks, Gary.
Belt Loop kind of threw me for a loop there. Now, we're going
Thanks
to
a lot,
go
Gary.
over to,
Appreciate
we're going
that.
to go over to Devil Dog. I already set it up. So when you go over there, just type in food Vietnam, food Vietnam read. Food. I'm going to type it in because I know some people can't spell. So food Vietnam raid when you go over to Devil Dog. So once again, thanks everybody for checking in. I got to go feed Lynn so we can have a great sample time so you can watch the video tomorrow. All right. But as always, it's been a great live. The banana says, good night. See y'all
Thanks,
on the next
Win.
one.
Take care.
Check
Good
in.
night.
Lynn said good
Night,
night.
Lynn.
Bye, Win.
Blessings, family. See you on the next one.